Hi guys, Patti Sanders here with Earthworks, and we are down in the Rivertown development area with Fowler, one of our newest clients. We got Colin out of Pennsylvania. It's a remote job. Colin, tell us how you found out about Earthworks.
Well, as a matter of fact, I found out about Earthworks looking for contractors on YouTube and stumbled across all your videos and just all the fantastic work that you do, and I thought these are the people I'm going to go with.
Yeah, it was a good experience. We do design work that we can do via Zoom meeting calls, so you don't have to be here to do the reviews and to approve design. So it was really good to work through the computer, and was able to do the deposit and everything all remotely. So the job is going to start January 4th. I believe we closed the deal, I think, about a couple months ago. So now the house is finally, when I was down here initially doing our first walkthrough, this was all construction, kind of like the other things you'll see around the area here. So basically all we had was a framework of a house. Now we've got a completed house, and in about a month or so we're going to have a completed landscape as well to go with it. So if you want to, let's take a look out back where we're actually, this is all is going to happen. This is where the excitement is going to happen. We've got several beds going to happen out that way. We're going to have a bunch of palm trees, real tropical look. They're coming down from Pennsylvania, where it's nice and cold right now. So we want to have that tropical oasis in the backyard. Also having a 6-foot fence installed by someone else, but it's going to be put in before we actually start the landscape work. So Mr. Fowler, Colin, was nice enough to have them install a 10-foot opening in the back. That's really helpful to get our equipment back and forth. So if you guys ever do something like this, make sure you have enough access points for us to get to, because we do have to bring a lot of big equipment in.
Yeah, we're super excited about it. I mean, coming from Pennsylvania, moving to Florida, we wanted a little tropical oasis back here with, the houses are close, so we wanted to be able to have our own space. And, it is a beautiful design that Earthworks has put together for us, with multiple palm trees, multiple beds, like Patti said, and then we're going to have some palm trees up front as well. So it's going to be our beautiful tropical oasis in Florida, coming from Pennsylvania, where it's snowing right now, as a matter of fact.
And guys, we do like to get a lot of your input in before we do the design, and Colin was nice enough to give me a little sketch of what he envisioned, also sending pictures, even if it's from Pinterest or anywhere online, just to give us ideas. Again, I can give you a great design, but it's really nice to incorporate what the homeowner is looking for, because again, I'm not living here. So I can design something fantastic, but we want to have your input as well. And again, sending any kind of information you have, whether it be photos, even the sketches like Colin, was the inspiration for this whole design to begin with. So anything you guys can give us to help out with creating your oasis or beautiful landscape really does help us out.
Yeah, and Patti was fantastic to work with over Zoom, back and forth, adjusting the design, making changes to come up with something that was perfect for us, what we wanted, and it fit our budget. We've decided to move to Jacksonville because we've got family in the area. My parents live in the World Golf Village, and I've also got a brother that's over in the Beach Walk. And we were, looking for houses down here. It's a very competitive market here in St. Johns County in particular, because the school systems are so good. We came across Rivertown. It's a very large community. It's got, 3 pools, just a whole lovely set of amenities with gyms and that kind of thing, so we kind of fell in love with it. But of course, the one thing that we really wanted was, I really wanted to strive for that. Coming from Pennsylvania, I wanted to feel like I was in Florida, and so that's where Earthworks really came in for us, because building this tropical oasis where after work we can come out back in the lanai and just enjoy our time. Perhaps I think my wife wants to get a hammock set up underneath one of the palm trees and that type of thing. We're so psyched about it, really, really pumped, and just can't wait for it all to come together.
So you're thinking about pulling it back here and putting it with this one? Put the bed back in the corner?
Yeah, make it part of the bed.
We
Maybe,
could. Let's do the boss man things. Good morning.
How are you?
Good. So he was mentioning about the live oak maybe incorporating into this bed, so kind of wrap it around here.
Yeah.
Because you won't have much grass there anyway.
Okay.
So kind of pull it back a little bit and incorporate in that bed.
You know, that's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and then like, what do you want to do with the holly? Yeah.
It'll cover this up?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, right there.
Perfect.
Okay, beautiful.
The birds of paradise, can we extend that just a little bit further?
If we do that though, you're going to put that right here and it's going to take up this much space and then you're going to kind of be clustered there.
White birds, yeah.
They get kind of big.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The only thing is this right here. It'd be great to...
Holly right there where you're standing.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, you're right.
Yeah. Because it changes. This is a viburnum and then it goes right to ligustrum right here.
Okay.
So maybe take this between this area, keep
This
these.
is going to be a, yeah, you know, obviously with the gate there, it's going to be one of the walkways through here.
Do we want to put them over?
Here, that way you can have, you know, a few feet to walk around because these are going to grow up.
Yeah.
To cover this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
And you could put something small there.
we got a palm going here,
Yep.
right?
Palms going there, but rather than lose this stuff, we were going to just slide it all up.
Remind me, what kind of palms go in there?
Queen.
Queen. So
This
that's
is a
one of those
queen.
small guys, right?
Yeah.
How big will they be when they arrive? Just
We
curious.
got the 14 to 16s, I think, on there, which is 14 to 16 feet.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they'll be pretty big. They'll take up a nice space right there.
Fantastic.
Like round this off a little bit more to bring those
Yep,
variety
yep,
up,
so we don't lose them.
make room for the door
So all this, what we are going to do is just take this and cut it kind of. And then everything can just slide up.
Yeah. Okay.
Sweet, I like your.
Look at your little bonsais.
Yeah, my little bonsais.
I just started a maple tree in my.
Did you
my
really?
Back in like a little bonsai. Yeah.
Yeah, they need some serious trimming there, but
Gotta let them do their thing for a little while.
yeah, exactly. I went on climbing down here and everything.
That's the other river birch,
So. Is that
which I
is that
like.
cheaper, or?
What do you think? I love river birches, but you're kind of tight for
I
space.
think it'll kind of go against the kind of tropical thing
Yeah.
that you have with everything else.
I mean, I don't care one way or the other, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put the palm here, take the river birch out, can't beat the palm tree. I mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Obviously, not every yard is going to be exactly how it is on the plan. So we have to make some game time decisions sometimes. So that's what we kind of did here. With our game time decisions, we always want to make sure that no plant is left unaccounted for. We always want to take care of our plants, even if we're throwing them away. If we can save them, try to rehab them. You know, why not? What CJ is doing now is tearing this plastic bag off of the bottom of the root ball. He doesn't have to get all of it, but it is important to get as much of it as he can. Matt's making sure that he's digging the hole deep enough for the palm tree. And another important thing whenever we're planting the palm tree is if John can kind of pan over and look at this one, we kind of made it, you know, open up like this, so that way it takes up the most visual space as possible. All right, so as you can see, we kind of planted it a little high, which is fantastic. We want that because we want the tree to be able to breathe. It's really important to breathe, obviously, even if you're a tree. So we're gonna fill that in with dirt, put a little bit more biotone and water. The water kind of takes up the space of the air pockets underneath the tree, which is also really important. The air pocket underneath the tree will kill it in the future. Putting in the water, making sure that it's straight. As you can tell, we have the most space that we can out of our tree. The homeowner once had a holly tree that was here, kind of where my machine is. It was going to be in the way of my beds, so we took it up. We made a new plan for it. Some of the irrigation heads were on the outside of the fence, spraying the neighbor's yard and causing a puddle. I'm going to adjust this, make it the way it's supposed to be.
Sometimes we have to make on-the-fly decisions to make changes, and our foremen are really good. Coop or Chris, who worked on this one, made a couple decisions that helped me out and helped the homeowner as well. Originally, what we had planned over here, this Sylvester was actually in the corner, and it made a lot more sense to bring it here in the center because it is a centerpiece, an accent piece. So he made a really good decision to pull it from the corner. We had kind of the Sylvester on that corner and a live oak on this corner to kind of emphasize our corners, but it really made more sense to pull this here. And we actually took the live oak and removed it and put it out on the other side of the fence because it really didn't fit the plan. Originally we thought it would, but it really didn't, so we had to make that decision to change it up a little bit. Also, another change that we made were these windmill palms. In my mind, I pictured them a little bit larger, so that he made a really good decision, because originally those sugar palms that are right over here were supposed to be in this place. So these are big and gorgeous, and they made more sense to have them on the outskirts and have these guys in with the smaller palms, like with the mule. So again, it's really good that we have excellent foremen that know to make those right decisions. And again, if they have any questions, they always reach out to the designer. But our foremen have been doing this for a very long time, and they're really good at making decisions. And they'll always ask you guys, the homeowners, if that's okay before they actually plant it. So they'll lay all this stuff out in advance. But it is really good that we have excellent foremen that can make those kind of decisions for us on the fly, because things don't always end up as they were planned. And again, this design was a little bit different than the original plan, but everybody's happy and it turned out really great. Guys, on this job here, there's a lot of tropicals. We want to talk about this only because in the Jacksonville area, I moved up from Tampa, so I tend to go tropical, but with that 10-degree difference up here, we do have to protect our plants a little bit more. I know we had some current video on how to protect your plants from Matt and Jason with frost cloths, and it is really important. Below 32, if we get like in the high 30s, low 40s, we should be okay. But when we start getting closer to those 30s, things like our Hawaiian tie plants are going to need to be covered. It's good that they're a little bit shorter, so they're really easy to cover. You'll notice a lot of them in the area got damaged from the last go-around we had at Christmas time. The bird of paradise may be okay because they're closer to something that protects the wind. The fence protects the wind, so whenever you have a protection like that does help a lot, whereas these guys are more in the open, so they're going to require a little bit more coverage. If you have things planted close to your house and it's a brick or concrete house, it gives a lot of heat off, so it does protect them. Houses like this that are not technically like, they're wood frame, so they're not going to protect it as much, so you have to watch out for a little bit. That's not going to radiate as much heat as, say, a brick or concrete house. So with this being said, again, coverage is important. If it's close by the house where it's not getting winds, it's even better. But just this time of year, be super careful. We've been blessed in this area to have a couple winters that have not been bad, but it looks like this one is tending to be more towards the cold side. So again, just keep an eye when you do plant this time of year, because you can plant any time of year, but especially this time of year, you have to be a little bit more careful with your tropicals. And as you can see, being from Pennsylvania, this weather is nice and warm for Colin. He's in shorts and t-shirt, and here I am in long pants. I'm originally from up north, but I've been down here for quite a while now too, so my blood's thinned out. But as you can see, it is a big transformation in this backyard. It went from absolutely nothing, a couple builder's grade trees, to a tropical paradise. And again, on final day, we're here to ask Colin what he thought of the whole process and the finished product.
This is a beautiful piece of work. We couldn't be happier. The total outcome, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It really exceeded our expectations. And Patty asked me about the process. Really quite amazing. You guys have extremely thorough, detailed, mapped out processes from the start where the scheduling took place, you know, meeting with you over Zoom to be able to do, you know, what the design looked like, to the guys coming in, and you know, they cleaned up every single day. They went around and checked any, you know, pieces of grass that were missing and filled it in. Just outstanding. And they were just really nice guys as well. Really appreciated the entire, you know, Earthworks team.
We're glad. And talking about processes, we just had our Employee of the Month meeting this morning, and processes was one of our core values that we actually went over with Melissa Martinez, one of our landscape assistants who does a lot of work for us. She actually won that prize. And again, we pride ourselves in our core values, and the processes are very important to follow. Me coming from a big box background, it really was important to bring that here for me as well, following the details, making sure that things are done correctly the first go around. Because although we want to keep seeing Mr. Colin, I keep wanting to call him Mr. Fowler, but we want to see Colin and follow up on our job. It's important we do things right the first time so that we don't have to come back and make any corrections on it. So again, process is a super important one of our core values, and we appreciate the feedback. It's great to know we try to do a good job.
Yeah, you didn't try to do a good job, you did a great job. I appreciate it. So Patty, wonderful job. And a shout out to Chris and Matt, who are our foremen and workers on the job. Outstanding.